Hi everyone, this video is sponsored by Mirinae, a self-study app for Korean learners that help you break down Korean sentences. Today I'll be breaking down the lyrics of 눈, 코, 입 by a Korean singer Taeyang, and this was actually very steadily requested by learners for a long time, but I haven't really been putting my mind to it until recently I discovered that this would actually be a perfect song to study Korean with, not only because the entire lyrics are in Korean, like it doesn't have a single English phrase in it, as you can see here, which I would say is not very common in most K-pop songs. And I also like that the lyrics aren't like super poetic, and most of the words are the ones that are commonly used in everyday life. So I'm sure you'll enjoy what you learn from this song. So with that said, let's get started. Go, go, go! Okay, so let's start from 1절, the first verse. 미안해, 미안해, 하지마. So 미안해 is repeated twice just to fit the tune. So it actually just means 미안해, 하지마. So what does 미안해, 하지마 mean? 미안해 means I'm sorry, right? And 미안하다 is an adjective that means to feel sorry. And it's combined with 하다 auxiliary verb combined with 치마. When you say 치마 or 치마라, it means don't do verb. So don't, 미안해 하다. 하다 is an auxiliary verb that is attached after an emotion adjective, and that emotion is felt by someone else that's not me. So it implies that based on someone's action or based on what someone looks like, you guess that someone feels this emotion. So 미안해 하지마, in the lyrics it says 미안해 하지마, 미안해 하다, because the singer, the speaker, is talking about your emotion, not mine, another person's emotion, right? So 미안해 하지 마라 or 미안해 하지 마. Don't feel sorry. Don't feel sorry. 내가 초라해지잖아. I 초라하다. Plus, this time it's combined with 지다. Auxiliary verb combined with 잖아 ending. So 초라하다 means to look shabby or humble. So this would be opposite to, looking cool, luxurious, expensive, significant, right? So 초라하다 means something bad, like something small, insignificant. And 지다 means to turn adjective, right? To get adjective. And 잖아 is a sentence ending that is used when you're reminding someone else of what you think is obvious, what is obvious. So it can translate to something like, isn't it? Isn't it? Or like, this blah, blah, blah. It makes me look humble. It makes me look insignificant. Basically, it makes me feel very small. It makes me look like a loser. So don't feel sorry. And let's move on to the next one. 빨간 예쁜 입술로 어서 나를 죽이고 가. So I'm sure this part is used figuratively. So 빨간, 빨간색 means red color, red. So 빨간 is an adjective that means red. 예쁜 is an adjective that means pretty. And 입술, guys, 입술 means lips. And you might remember that the title of the song is 눈, 코, 입. So 입 is used for lips here. So what is the difference between 입술 and 입? So you can basically think of 입 as a larger category, and 입술 is a part of 입. So 입 is either a mouth or the mouth area. So 입술 is a more specific body part that means lips, whereas 입 is a more bigger general body part that means mouth area. So a lot of the times we interchangeably use both 입 and 입술 to mean lips. So 빨간 예쁜 입술로, with your red pretty lips, with your red pretty lips, 어서 나를 죽이고 가. So 어서 here is an adverb that is interchangeably used with 얼른, which means quickly, and it's used, both of these are used when you are prompting, hurrying someone to do the verb. So also, 얼른, actually, 얼른 is used more commonly in casual spoken form. So when moms are waking their children up, they might say like, oh, 얼른 일어나, 얼른 일어나. Like they're hastening the children to wake up. Oh, 얼른 일어나, 얼른 일어나. And this also, you might have heard of this also in this phrase, 어서 오세요, 어서 오세요. So literally, it means hurry and come in. But this phrase altogether is a common phrase for greeting the customers when they come in. So you're most likely to hear this phrase used when you're entering a restaurant or a hotel, and the service workers or the owner of the hotel or restaurant would say this, 어서 오세요, 어서 오세요. And it's almost like welcome in English, or欢迎光临in Chinese. 어서 오세요. Unless it's that, 어서 means quickly, like hastening someone to do verb. So it's like come on and do something, or hurry and do something. So with your pretty red lips, 어서 나를 죽이고 가. So 죽이다 is a causative verb of 죽다, which means to die. And since causative means to make someone do verb, it literally means to make someone die, so it means to kill. 죽이다. So 죽이고 가, when you say verb 고 가, it means do verb and then leave. So it means with your pretty red lips, come on, hurry and kill me and then leave. I personally think that this part symbolizes you, the woman, hurting me with what she says, with her words. So I think this 입술 symbolizes her words, what she says, and 죽이다 symbolizes hurting me. So come on, just hurt me with your words, and you don't have to be sorry because that makes me look like a loser. 어서 나를 죽이고 가. 나는 괜찮아. I'm fine, because I'm fine. 나는 괜찮아. Let's move on to the next part of the first verse. 마지막으로 나를 바라봐줘. 마지막 means last time. And 마지막으로 means for the last time. So for one last time, 마지막으로 나를 me 바라봐줘. So 바라보다 combined with 아어추다 auxiliary verb, and we learned that 아어추다 is used after a verb to imply that verb is done for someone else, for the sake of someone, to benefit someone. So we also learned that this is used a lot when asking a favor. Oh, please do this for me. So 아어줘. So 바라봐줘. So please look at me one last time. Oh, sorry. So 바라보다 means to look at, and 보다 also means to look, right? So what is the difference between the two? So they both mean to look, but 바라보다 more implies you are directly looking at something or someone, or you're looking at something for a relatively longer time. So it sounds like a more serious gaze, almost. 마지막으로 나를 바라봐줘. Please look at me for one last time. 아무렇지 않은 듯 웃어줘. So 아무렇지 않다. So when you break this down, 아무렇지 않다, it literally means it's not, it's like nothing. It's like nothing. So it feels like nothing. So basically you're unaffected by it. Like everything's fine. It's like nothing. So 아무렇지 않다 means like everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. 아무렇지 않은 듯. So when you say adjective verb and then 듯 or 듯이 means as if, subject is adjective or verb. So as if there's nothing wrong. As if everything's fine. 웃어줘, 웃다, to smile, 줘, Please smile. Please smile for me. Smile for me. 웃어줘. As if nothing's wrong. And look at me for one last time. Let's move on to the next one. 네가 보고 싶을 때에 기억할 수 있게 나의 머릿속에 네 얼굴 그릴 수 있게. So this que here, guys, attached after a verb, is an intention suffix. That means so that. So that the following clause happens, do this. So for these whole sentences to be assembled in a 100% grammatically correct way, this part should come before 마지막으로 나를 바라봐줘. 아무렇지 않은 듯 웃어줘. Because it means he wants the other person to do this so that this happens. And the word order is different from English in that in English, guys, you say blah, 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 so that this happens. So the result comes after the action that is needed for this to happen, right? But in Korean, this happens first, and then you put ke or 도로. Actually, we already learned this in my previous lesson, which I'll link it down below, the lesson on ke and 도로. But that's how the the word order in Korean sentence works. You put this happens first, and then mark it with ke or 도로, and then write what action you want them to do. So 네가 보고 싶을 때, 보고 싶다 means to miss. So 네가 보고 싶다, I miss you. 을 때, when I miss you. 기억할 수 있게 so that I can 기억하다 을 수 있다 기억하다 means to remember 을 수 있다 to be able to can and then 게 so that I am able to remember so that I'm able to remember 그 다음에 나의 머릿속에 my 머리 plus 속. Sorry, I should have brought more space in this part. Let me just bring it down here. So 머릿속 is a combination of 머리, which means head. It can also mean mind because your body is the place where your mind happens. Basically it's your brain, but we also call it head. So body plus 속. Okay. When you say noun 속에, it means inside noun. And the other is 시읒 받침 in between. So 머릿속에, inside your head or inside my, 나의, inside my head or inside my mind. 네 얼굴 means face. So your face 그릴 수 있게 그리다 means to draw, to paint, and it can also mean to picture, as in to imagine. So your face 그릴 수 있게 so that I'm able to picture your face in my head. And also so that I can remember you, 기억할 수 있게, whenever I miss you, right? 네가 보고 싶을 때, so that these happen. 마지막으로, for one last time, look at me and smile as if everything's fine. So you can sense the whole sentiment of this song, right? It's pretty sad and desperate, right? And let's move on to the next part. 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이. So here 보내다 means it has two meanings, which means to send, as in to send a gift, send letters. It also means to spend, as in spend time or spend money. But it also means to let go of somebody or see somebody off. And here it would mean to let go of somebody. So 널 보낼 수 없는 modifier, this modifies 나의 욕심. 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 욕심. Its first meaning is something negative. So 욕심 means greed and selfishness. But 욕심 is not always used negatively. Sometimes it's used for your own desire, your own personal desire, strong desire. So sometimes desires are not necessarily negative, right? So 욕심 isn't always used entirely negatively, but here it is used in a negative way. So 나의 욕심이, my strong desire, my selfishness, that는 수 없는, that can't let you go. My strong desire for not wanting to let you go, 널 보낼 수 없는, that can't let you go, 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고. 집착. So 집착 means obsession. And 이 되다 means to become, noun, right? 되다 means to become. So my desire, my selfishness turned into, became an obsession. 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고. So 가두다 means to lock somebody or something up, to confine, to imprison. So 널 가뒀고, I imprisoned you, basically I locked you up because my desire, my selfishness has turned into an obsession. And 혹시 이런 나 때문에 힘들었니? 혹시 is used very commonly. It's an adverb that is used very commonly in a question. So the English equivalent would be something like by any chance. And 혹시 also means possibly. Possibly. So 혹시 by any chance 이런 나 때문에 is a contraction form of 때문에. When you say noun 때문에, it means because of noun. So because of 나, because of me, that is like this. 나 때문에 힘들었니? 힘들다 is an adjective that means something is difficult, as in something is challenging. But it also refers to an emotion that makes you feel bad, that makes you go through hard time. So so 힘들다 could be kind of emotionally straining. So 힘들었니? Did you feel, did you go through hard time? Basically, did you feel emotionally strained because of me? Because of me, that is like this, by any chance. And this ni is a sentence ending that is used for 반말 question. It can only be used for 반말 question, not 존댓말. So 혹시 나 때문에, 이런 나 때문에 힘들었니? By any chance, were you going through hard time, tough time because of me? That is like this. 이런 나 때문에 힘들었니? 아무 대답 없는 너. 아무 대답이 없대요. We learned this. 아무, noun, negative verb, means nothing. No noun. There is no noun at all. So 아무 대답 없다. 대답 means answer, reply. So 아무 대답 없다 means there is no answer at all. 없는 너. And this modifies no. You who's not answering anything. So basically it means you're staying silent. So this is probably the question that the speaker asked, the singer asked, but 아무 대답이 없는 너, but you, that girl, was staying silent. 그 다음에 바보처럼 왜? 바보 means fool, idiot, and 처럼, when you say noun처럼, it means like a noun, and this can only be used as an adverb, meaning there has to be an adjective and verb that this modifies. So 바보처럼 why, like a fool, like an idiot, 너를 지우지 못한대요. 너를 you, 지우다 means to erase, and to delete, remove. So erase you, basically from your mind, from my mind, right? 지 못해, when you say verb, 지우지 못하다. This means the same as 못 plus verb, right? So 지우지 못해, and these two means can't. 너를 지우지 못해. Oh, I can't erase you like an idiot. Like an idiot, I can't even erase you, get rid of you from my mind. 넌 떠나버렸는데, 넌 떠나버렸는데, you 떠나버렸는데, although you already 떠나버리다, already you're gone, you left, you walked away, but why can't I erase you like a fool? So this 떠나버리다 is a combination of 떠나다, 버리다, 떠나버리다, and then 썼는데, 근데 as in 그런데, so it means although. So 떠나다 means to leave. And 버리다 indicates that this is the result that happened. This ended up happening, but the important implication this has is an emotion. So there could be two types of emotions that this auxiliary verb can imply. First one is freedom. Since you finished this action, or this ended up happening as a result, you feel free. So this is a pleasant emotion, right? So for example, if you say 밀린 숙제, when something is 밀리다, it means pushed, like pushed back. So you kept pushing your homework back. So kind of like piled up homework. 밀린 숙제, homework. 밀린 숙제를 다 해버렸어요. 다 해버렸어요. When you say 다 하다, it means to do all, so it means finish. So finished everything. This finishing homework is a result, so you can use 버리다, and you're implying that you feel so free. So that's the first implication. And the second emotion is something quite negative. It could mean sad, empty, vain. And obviously this 버리다 here in this lyrics would imply the second emotion. You feel sad because 넌 떠났대. You left. Although you already left, I can't erase you like a fool. Finally, we're at chorus, 후렴. 너의 눈, 코, 입, your eyes, nose, lips, 날 만지던 네 손길. So, 날 만지다, 날 is the contraction of 나를, and 만지다 means to touch. And this 던 is a modifier form of verb, past tense modifier, and I'll come back to it. 널 만지던 네, your 손길. 여러분, 손 뭔지 아시죠? 손 means hand, and when you say 손길, it means the movement of your hand or touch of your hand. And same applies to 발길. 발 means feet, and when you say 발길, it means movement of your feet. So 손길 here means touch of your hand, movement of your hand. So 네 손길, the movement of your hand that used to touch me. And here I explained that 던 is verb's past tense modifier form. And does this sound familiar, guys? I'm pretty sure many of you already learned this grammar. So when you combine 니은 or 은 after a verb, this is what makes a verb into a past tense modifier that modifies the following noun, right? But what's this 던? What is the difference between 던 and 은? So I'm actually working on a lesson on 던 and 아썼던, and it's pretty, like there are many things to cover in that lesson. So I'm not gonna go over every single thing you have to know about 던, but for now you can remember the two main meanings that it can have. The first one, it's used for action in the past, verb in the past that was done on a regular basis. So whereas this 니은 doesn't necessarily mean that verb has been done regularly on a regular basis in the past. It could be a one-off, one-time action that's finished, that happened in the past, but 던 implies that this action happened on a regular basis. And the second one is that it also can imply that the action started in the past but has not been finished yet. There are still left to be done. It means that, so unfinished action. So 날 만지던 네 손길. Here, which one do you think this 던 implies? The first one or the second one? 날 만지던 네 손길. So touching happens, especially between lovers, on a regular basis because it's a proof that they love each other, right? So obviously, it's the first one. 날 만지던 네 손길, your 손길 that used to touch me. It implies that happened on a regular basis as a couple. Now they're not though. And 작은 손톱까지 다. Small 손톱 means fingernail. And can you guess what toenail would mean? 발톱. Feet, 톱. So toenail, 손톱, fingernail, 까지 다. So if you put 까지 after a time noun, then it means until that time, until that specific time. But if it's used after a regular noun, it means even, as in even including. And this 다 here means all, like everything. So 너의 눈, 코, 입, your eyes, nose, lips, and even your hands that used to touch me, and even your small fingernails, everything, 여전히 means 아직도, like still, 여전히 you, 느낄 수 있지만, 느끼다 means to feel, 을 수 있다 can, 있지만 although I can feel everything, your eyes, nose, lips, your hands that used to touch me, and even your small fingernails, I still can feel everything about you. But 있지만, 여전히 널 느낄 수 있지만 꺼진 불꽃처럼 타들어가 버린 우리 사랑 모두 다 너무 아프지만 이젠 널 추억이라 부를게. 와, 너무 슬프네요. 꺼진 불꽃처럼. We learned that noun plus 처럼 means like a noun, right? So like a 꺼진 불꽃. So 불꽃 literally means fire flower. Fire flower, so it means flame. And 끄다 means to turn off the light, or it could also mean to extinguish, to put out fire. Extinguish. And 꺼지다 would be 끄다's passive form, so it would mean to be turned off or extinguished. 꺼진 불꽃처럼, like an extinguished fire flame. 타들어가 버린 우리 사랑 모두 다. So this is a little bit tricky to break down. 타들어가 버리다. So when you combine, so 타다 means to burn, and 타들다 means to burn inside, and then they combine it with 가다 plus 버리다, and then the past tense modifier. So 타들어가다 means to burn inside. 가다 means to continue to burn inside. And 버리다, we learned this, right? This is a result that happens, and it also implies that you feel happy, free emotion because of it, or sad, empty emotion because of it. And here in this song, it's likely the second one. So 타들어가 버린, you can basically think of it as something that's burnt down, vanished, extinguished completely. 가다가 버린 우리 사랑, our love that has, that has burnt down everything about our love that has been burnt down like an extinguished fire flame. 너무 아프지만 아프다 means to be sick. It also means to hurt. So 너무 아프지만 it hurts a lot. But 이젠 now 널 추억이라 부를게. 널 is a contraction of 너를 you plus object marker and 추억 means memory. But it's a good memory. Positive memory. Not just any memories. So 추억이라 부를게 and 부르다 has lots of other meanings, but since it's used with 이라, which is a contraction of 이라고, the quotation grammar, 부르다 here means to call something by a name, to call something by a name. So 이젠 널, you, I will call you memory. I'll call you good memory. It hurts a lot, but now I'll call you a good memory. I'll remember you as something good that happened in my life. Before we move on to the second verse, let me introduce you guys to an amazing app that you can use when studying Korean by yourself. It's an app called Mirinae. And my favorite part about this app is that it breaks down any Korean sentence in a matter of a few seconds. All you have to do is either type or copy paste a sentence, or better yet, if you go pro plan, you can use the OCR, the text recognition function, and just by scanning the text, it types it for you. 짜잔! You can see the breakdown of a sentence in just one screen. If you see any unfamiliar grammar points, you can always click on it for more details. And by using Pro Plan, you can also get access to the lessons that they provide for each grammar point for different levels. As you can see, this is a great study aid for self-studying, so I hope you guys make the most of it. Go ahead and check this app out through the link in the description box. Okay, now let's move on to the second verse. And here I'm sure it won't take too much time because a lot of them are repetitive. Some are the exact same as in the first verse. Like 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고. They look familiar, right? Because we already covered this part. 너의 눈, 코, 날 만지던 내 손. 여기 또 코러스 똑같고 여기 또 똑같고 그리고 여기는 좀 다르고 여기 또 똑같아요. 그래서 시간이 많이 걸리지 않을 것 같아요. 얼른 해볼게요. 사랑해 사랑했지만 여기서도 here as well 사랑해 are repeated twice just to fit the tune. So 사랑했지만 what it's trying to say is 사랑했지만 사랑하다 사랑해요 means I love you, right? So 사랑하다 means to love. 사랑했지만 I loved you, but 내가 부족했었나 봐. 부족하다. If you say 부족하다, it means to lack, to be insufficient, not enough. Not enough. So if you say 배터리가 부족해요, it means you're running out of battery. 배터리가 부족해요. There's not enough battery left. And if you say someone is 부족하다, it means that person has a lot to improve on, a lot to work on. So I wasn't enough. 부족했었나 봐. Here, verb is conjugated in past present perfect plus 나봐. And 나봐 or 나봐요 is used when you're guessing that might be the case. So maybe, so I'm guessing maybe I wasn't enough. I loved you, but maybe I wasn't enough. 내가 부족했었나 봐. 혹시, we learned this, right? We learned that this is an adverb used commonly in questions, and English equivalent would be by any chance. 혹시 우연이라도 한순간만이라도 널 볼 수 있을까? 여기서 이라도가 쓰였어요. 똑같은 이라도가 쓰였는데 but each of them mean different things. So let's look at the words first. 우연 means coincidence or chance, as in by chance. And 이라도 is this 이라도 is a combination of 이다 verb plus 그래도, which means even if or but still, right? And we also learned that 이다 plus 그래도 becomes 이어도 or 이라도. 이어도 or 이라도. So even if it's coincidence, 한순간만이라도 널 순간 means moment. 한순간, one moment, 한순간만, just one moment, 이라도. And this 이라도 implies that this noun is not the best thing that can happen, but you're still content with it. You still think it's fine. So even if it's by chance, 한순간만이라도 널, just for one moment, at least just for one moment, 널, you, 볼 수 있을까? 보다, to see or meet, 을 수 있다, to be able to, right? 을까, the question and thing. Will I be able to see you? Even just for, at least for one moment, even if by chance. 혹시 우연이라도 한순간만이라도 널 볼 수 있을까? So he keeps implying that he's not over her, right? He constantly wants to see her. And let's move on to the next one. 하루하루가 불안해진대요. 하루 means a day, and when you repeat 하루 and say 하루하루, it means day by day. 하루하루가 subject marker 불안해진대요. This time it's a combination of 불안하다, the adjective that means to be anxious, plus 지다. We learned this, to turn adjective, to get adjective. Day by day, I get anxious. 네 모든 게, your 모든 게, 모든 is an adjective that means every. So everything is 갈수록 희미해져. So 갈수록 is the same as 시간이 갈수록. 시간이 갈수록. As in, the more the time goes, the more the time passes. So as the time goes by, 갈수록 or 시간이 갈수록, they mean the same thing. As time goes by, your everything, as time goes by, 희미해진대요. 희미해져. 희미하다 means to be faint, dim, vague. It's used once again with 어찌다 auxiliary verb, which means to turn, to get, 희미하다. So the dimmer you become as the time goes by. The dimmer everything about you becomes as time goes by. 네 모든 게 갈수록 희미해져. 사진 속에 너는 왜 해맑게 웃는데 우리에게 다가오는 이별을 모른 채. We also learned noun 속에 means inside noun. 사진 means photo. Inside the photo. Inside the photo, 너는 왜, you, why, 해맑게 웃는데. 그러니까 해맑다 하면요. 해맑다. 해맑다 is an adjective that means to be clear like a sun. So it means for someone to be bright, to look bright. Like innocent like babies. So 해맑게 웃다, you're smiling very brightly. In the photo, why are you smiling brightly? 너는 왜 해맑게 웃는데? 우리에게 다가오는 이별을 모른 채. To us, 다가오다 means to approach, for something to approach or come near you. Come near. And 이별 means parting, farewell. And it can also be breakup between lovers. So 이별을 모른 채, 이별 that is nearing us. 를 모른 채. It's a combination of 모르다, to not know, plus 니은 채 grammar. So what does this mean? 모르다, as I just said, it means not know. And when you say 채, this 채 implies the state. So when you say 은채, it means in the state of doing verb. So kind of like while you don't know, while not knowing the breakup that will come to us soon, that is nearing us. So you are smiling brightly, not knowing the breakup that will that's coming near us, that's nearing us. 다음에 널 보낼 수 없는 여긴 다 똑같으니까 let's skip this part. And this part is saying right before the final part. So let's see what it's saying. 나만을 바라보던 너의 까만 눈. Since a lot of the grammar and words are repetitive, I'm pretty sure you can understand this sentence, at least the first half. So can you try by yourself? 나만을 바라보던 너의 까만 눈. What do you think this means? So basically, it's describing what kind of eyes you had. So 나만을 바라보던 나만, only me, 나만을 바라보다 배웠죠? To look, but a more serious gaze, right? Compared to just 보다. 바라보던 던, we also learned that this is a past tense modifier that implies the verb was done repetitively or on a regular basis in the past. So, your eyes that used to look at only me. And it also has more description, 너의 까만 눈. So we learned that 빨간 means red. It's an adjective that means red, which actually comes from this base form, 빨갛다. And 까맣다 means to be dark, to be black. So 까만 means black. It's an adjective that means black. So your black eyes that used to look only at me. They used to love me, love only me, right? And 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 코. Your nose, what kind of nose was it? This time it's used with 니은 은, past tense modifier. 코, that 향기로운 숨을 담은. So 숨 하면요, if you say 숨 쉬다, it means to breathe. So 숨 means breath. Not like a morning breath, but just the breath that you breathe in, that you exhale and inhale. 숨. So 향기 means scent, a very good smell. And 향기롭다 means it's an adjective that means something's scented, something smells really good. So your breath that smelled really good, scented breath, basically. So it's trying to say even your breath was beautiful. So 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 코, your nose that 담다, the scented breath. So here 담다는요, 담다 means to put something inside somewhere. So 너의 코가 이 숨을 담았다. So basically it's saying that your nose was containing those beautiful breath. And 사랑해, I love you. 내게 속삭이던 그 입술을 난. He doesn't finish his sentence, so we're just gonna omit this part. So 그 입술, that lips. So what kind of lips was it? 사랑해 내게 속삭이던 그 입술. So 내게 is a contraction of 나에게, right? And 속삭이다 means to whisper. And 던 implies that this action used to happen on a regular basis. So that lips that used to whisper to me, I love you. And then it continues with the part of the chorus and then ends. Ooh, okay, so we broke down all parts of the lyrics and now we know what the song is singing about. And before we finish the class, I thought as a review, it would be great to sing part by part. You can sing along with me and go over what each line means. So you don't have to sing well. This is obviously not a singing class. And you can focus on remembering the words and grammar we learned in each line. Okay, so let's start from the first part. 미안해 미안해 하지마 내가 초라해지잖아 빨간 예쁜 입술로 어서 나를 죽이고 가 나는 괜찮아. So first one, 미안해 하지마, don't be sorry. 내가 초라해지잖아. It makes me look like a loser. It makes me look small. 빨간 예쁜 입술로 어서 나를 죽이고 가. With your pretty red lips, come on and kill me and then leave. I'm okay. And we also learned that this kind of symbolizes the woman hurting me with what she says. Maybe what she says has to do with break up, saying goodbye. 마지막으로 나를 바라봐줘. 아무렇지 않은 듯 웃어줘. 네가 보고 싶을 때 기억할 수 있게 나의 머릿속에 네 얼굴 그릴 수 있게. So 마지막으로 나를 바라봐줘. For one last time, look at me. 아무렇지 않은 듯 웃어줘. Smile as if there's nothing wrong, as if everything's fine. 네가 보고 싶을 때 기억할 수 있게 나의 머릿속에 네 얼굴 그릴 수 있게. So do this so that I can remember you when I miss you and I can picture your face in my head. And let's move on to the next part. 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심이 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고 혹시 이런 나 때문에 힘들었니? 아무 대답 없는 너 바보처럼 왜 너를 지우지 못해 넌 떠나버렸는데. Okay, so 널 보낼 수 없는 나의 욕심, my selfishness, my strong desire that can't let you go. 집착이 되어 널 가뒀고 it became an obsession, it turned into an obsession and it locked you up. 혹시 이런 나 때문에 힘들었니? Or you going through a tough time because of me who's like this? 아무 대답 없는 너, you're not answering anything. 바보처럼 왜 너를 지우지 못해? Why can't I erase you from my mind like a fool? 넌 떠나버렸는데 you already left, when you already left, right? 너의 눈, 코, 입 날 만지던 내 손길 작은 손톱까지 다 여전히 널 느낄 수 있지만. So your eyes, nose, lips 날 만지던 네 손길, the movement of your hand that used to touch me, 작은 손톱까지 다, everything including your small fingernails, 여전히, still, I can feel you, but 거진 불꽃처럼 다 들어가 버린 우리 사랑 모두 다 너무 아프지만 이젠 널 추억이라 부를게. So 꺼진 불꽃처럼 like extinguished fire flame 다 들어가 버린 우리 사랑 모두 다 everything about our love that had basically burned down. 너무 아프지만 it hurts so much but 이젠 now 널 추억이라 부를게. I will call you a good memory. I will remember you by something good. 그 다음에 let's move on to the second verse, 2절. 사랑했지만 내가 부족했었나 봐. 혹시 우연이라도 한순간만이라도 널 볼 수 있을까? So 사랑했지만 I loved you but 내가 부족했었나 봐. Maybe I was not enough. 혹시 우연이라도 한순간만이라도 널 볼 수 있을까? By any chance, even if it's by chance, at least for one moment, will I be able to see you? 그다음에 하루하루가 불안해져 네 모든 게 갈수록 희미해져 사진 속에 너는 왜 해맑게 웃는데 우리에게 다가오는 이별을 모른 채 So, 하루하루가 불안해져. Every day, day by day, I get anxious. 너의 모든 게 갈수록 희미해져. As time goes by, everything about you becomes dimmer. 사진 속에 너는 왜 해맑게 웃는데? Why are you smiling so brightly in the photo? 우리에게 다가오는 이별을 모른 채 while not knowing the breakup that will approach us soon, that will come soon to 우리에게, to us. And since this part is repetitive from the first verse, let's skip it. And as you can see, this part is also repetitive. Their chorus. And this part. 나만을 바라보던 너의 까만 눈 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 코 사랑해 사랑해 내게 속삭이던 그 입술을 난 So forgive my singing guys but 나만을 바라보던 너의 까만 눈 Your black eyes that used to watch only me that used to love only me basically right 향기로운 숨을 담은 너의 코 Your nose that has scented breath in it 사랑해 사랑해 내게 속삭이던 그 입술 That lips that used to whisper to me I love you I love you. All right, so that's the end of our lesson. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it and feel free to check out the Quizlet that I made based on all the vocabularies that we learned in this lesson and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. 안녕.